Welcome back. So in today's video we need to talk about a very important metric that a lot of us look at, but perhaps we don't understand that that metric itself can also be manipulated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not safe just because Axiom has indicators and metrics and so on to make it as smooth as possible our trading experience. Guys, it gets out, it pretty much removes the easiest scams to spot. Okay, so yes, it does its bit. But the thing is, a lot of the devs and a lot of these creators, they're just becoming so much better. They're trying to catch us out. And while it works, they will milk it, take advantage of it until, the terminals start spotting it and creating systems to detect it. So, for example, let me make it kind of obvious to you in this point. So you have a coin like this. Okay, this is a random coin. Obviously, you look at the global fees, 12.59, kind of looks right, okay, on the migrated tab, because, a lot of us, we're just kind of making sure that the fees are at least a round number, because if you look at a lot of fees, look at this, 0 point something, even here 0 point, 0 point, 0 point, there's a lot of these fees that are absolutely fake. This is all Jito bundles. Okay, a lot of these wallets are pretty much buying at the same time to avoid the cost of the fees when you go through these blockchains. But the most important thing that you can do, and the most logical thing, is to start understanding and learning that the fees need to correlate with the market cap, with the volume, understand how it works. Perhaps something like 1 Solana would equal 10K market cap. So when you look at something like this, look, let me just show it to you. So as I go back, at some point, this coin was up, I think it was like 70K. Now, the global fees are around 12 fees paid. Does it make sense? Well, kind of. But actually, I would say that the fees would need to be much higher, because it did go up to 125K then, stayed there for a longer period of time. So at some point, when it starts, yeah, it looks kind of legit. People will go in. The worst would just to have these global fees are like 0 point, because then you are definitely not going in. But if they can kind of get it over 10, then they start Jito bundling, and you won't be able to really understand, because you don't know exactly how much would equal how much in market cap. And this is the type of skill that you would learn if you start looking at coins for longer and longer and spending more time at the trenches. But you need to be very careful, because at some point these bots are going to kick in to hold the chart for longer. Maybe not at the beginning, because it's very easy to spot at the beginning. It won't look organic, it'll look very bad. But I do believe, a lot of these devs start kicking in with the bots around, mid-game, meaning, when it's kind of started popping up, when it started making moves, and then, the bots are generally kicking in, and you will find it very hard to spot, because it starts looking good. You see the KOLs coming in, you'll see a lot going on, but the devs are just hitting these bots, and trying to keep them in, to keep the chart going. So it looks like, there's a lot of volume happening. So I think, somewhere in the middle, when the chart has already started increasing, after all the organic and all the natural stuff has happened, that's when some devs start using bots, and it's just harder to figure out what happened, because at the beginning it just looked so good. Okay, so these are very good devs that do it, meaning good at the skill of doing it. But the really bad devs, I would say, are the ones that automatically start using bots at the beginning, and the chart looks absolutely terrible and awful. But later on, you need to also be careful. You need to really look at this and be like, okay, how is this global fees like 12 when, it went to like 120K, it stayed there for a long time, there was supposedly a lot of volume, that type of stuff, very, very important. Like, if we look at a coin like this, look at this, global fees paid, okay, look how many fees it accumulated when it, didn't really actually do that much compared to the other one. I mean, yeah, it was hitting like 40K, but still, like, the other one was doing like 120K. So something's a bit off with that chart. You get what I'm trying to say? So a lot of like the dirty stuff happens when, you know, there's just already so much that has happened that then the bots can easily cover themselves up. But at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, once they start using bots, it's much easier to figure that out. It's so much easier. Like, for example, you know, if I was to go on a coin like this, you know, this is an absolute scam because the dev here is lazy and all he's trying to do is rug you for like, you know, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, and then he'll create another coin. This is a scam, automatically using bots straight away. But if they actually created a good coin that actually was running, everything was working out, and then they, you know, started dropping these bots, then it would be harder to figure that out. So you need to be very careful if you want to go into coins in later stages and something is a bit off, if the fees don't correlate, if the volume and market cap look a bit strange. Guys, be careful. There are so many ways to get you, and I want to teach you about all these scams and techniques. So do join my groups, ladies and gentlemen. That's where I'm going to be showing you everything, really building up a community so we can learn and we can be in the 1% of traders. And ultimately, guys, it would be really nice if you could sign up under my Axiom link, get your 10% cash back, get rewards, get points so you can get future airdrops, so many great things, and all because you're just trading. You might as well get a reward out of it. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.